So welcome to Coaching Conversations with me, Julian and Carey. It's the interview to understand the person behind the coach. And we have the pleasure today of having Janine Esbrand, who is from the UK, and she's a career coach and helps female professionals change career direction beyond motherhood. And she's also a TEDx speaker. Welcome, Janine.
Hi Julian. Hi Carey. Thank you so much for having me. It's awesome to be here.
No, it's really good to have you on today as well. So we want to just understand a bit more about you, understand the person behind the coach. So tell us your story of why and how you became a coach.
Okay, so my story starts with me beginning my professional career as a lawyer. So from the age of 8, I decided I wanted to be a lawyer. I watched McBeal, Law and Order, thought they were fantastic. They painted this amazing picture of what life would be like as a lawyer. So I followed that path. And shortly after qualifying, or just actually shortly before qualifying, I had the opportunity to do a legal mission trip. So I went to East Africa with a group of lawyers and we did some amazing work in Kenya and Rwanda. And so we were on the ground helping people, educating them on their legal rights. It was really impactful. We did some amazing work. And then we came back and I was at my desk working on cases and transactions. And it just felt really crazy that 2 weeks ago I was in a prison educating a prisoner on how he could get his freedom back, and right now I was trying to help people just close a deal to make money. So I kind of went on this journey of exploration and was saying I must be able to do something to help people on more of a personal level. And then I came across a coaching session, a training session that was being done by the Coaching Academy as an introduction to coaching. So I went along and literally was like, oh my goodness, I have always been a coach. I just didn't know there was a whole industry around it. I've always been that person to encourage people to look at, okay, this is where you are now. Where is it that you want to go? And I just love the idea of helping people achieve their potential and move forward. So that was it. It was like a can of worms was opened up, and then I pursued my coaching certification alongside my legal career. So I carried on working as a lawyer, was doing my training on the side. I got certified in 2014. And then it wasn't until I went on maternity leave with my son that I really had the time and space to figure out what am I going to do with this. Like I had the certification, I was working with a few people on the side, but I didn't know how would I actually build this and make it into a business, or like I didn't know anything about the marketing side of the coaching business. So while I was
when you became a coach and got certified, did you and you were helping people, was that resonating with you? Was that hitting the mark? Was that all what you expected?
Yeah, so it was that whole feeling of I've actually made a difference. So I think when I went into law initially, I felt like I was going into law so that I could make a difference to people. But I ended up going down the commercial side of law. And so that feeling that I wanted to get, where I was connected with people and helping them on a personal level, I wasn't getting that through my legal practice. But when I was helping people on the coaching side, I was getting that, because I could see the light bulb moments go off. I could see how me asking people certain questions or prompting them or encouraging them to explore how they were thinking or feeling was making a difference to their actions. And so, that's what led me to say, I want to do more of this and really see how I can use my skills to impact people.
Can I ask you a quick question? So when you went out to Kenya and you said you were doing legal work with people that just probably resonated far more with you and it felt more valuable.
Yeah.
What made you think, well, then coaching, rather than actually I can use the skills that I've started to develop to help people in a very different way?
Yeah, so I actually considered, should I move into doing sort of human rights, legal work? I did consider that. And it was literally me being on my computer and an advert popped up for the Coaching Academy, and it had some bullet points in there that really resonated with me. And I went along to the training and I was like, oh, wow, there's a whole different path I could go down. Because coaching allowed me to go into a space where I'm helping people and they get vulnerable and it's fine. It's not, are they going to go to prison or not? Have they done this crime or not? It's actually, how can I help you move forward? And that just sat a lot better with me in terms of where I would like to spend my time and energy in helping people.
And coaching obviously also can get quite emotional, and I went through the coaching academy as well. So it's about distancing yourself, isn't it, and separating what we do as coaches from other similar interventions, I guess, and why we're different. But how do you still, with your coaching, manage to sort of separate yourself from the emotion? Because it is quite powerful. It's emotional when we achieve great things. It's emotional when people are on their journeys, and while we are just hand holding, we're not with them. It's still the involvement, isn't it? And the passion comes through.
Yeah, I think with the coaching, it's just reminding yourself that this isn't your journey. So you're holding space for someone, you're helping them to explore something, but it's not about you. It's not about your reaction or how you feel about the situation. It's helping them to see how they feel and what it is they need to do. And I found that when I first started coaching, I found that really challenging, but the more you do it and you exercise that kind of muscle, you get used to it. So when those feelings come up, I have to say to myself, hold on, is this me? Like, why am I allowing this to affect me? And actually I need to take a step back and remember, this is their journey. It's not about you. You can't be attached to the outcome. You're just there to facilitate them having their moment in the moment or their breakthrough as they move forward.
Yeah. And the learning that comes with that.
Yeah.
That's all the global listening to you and your reactions,
exactly.
And then knowing their reactions as well, and
knowing the difference.
But yeah.
And so what you went on to focus on females, what led you to that in terms of female professionals?
Yeah, so it was really when I first started coaching, it was just general. And then, as I mentioned, I really thought about where I wanted to take my coaching practice when I was on maternity leave. And I had a real struggle trying to figure out, well, I spent all this time invested in growing my legal career and getting to this stage. And now what am I going to do? I don't want to go back to working 16-hour days as a corporate lawyer, but I don't want to throw away all that I've worked hard to build. And so there was a real struggle for me in terms of how do I move forward? And I was able to use my coaching training to coach myself through the process in terms of making my decision as to what I would do next. And then I thought, well, I have that training and that background, so I've been able to do that. But what about those women who don't? And so that's where I decided, actually, there's going to be a lot of professional women who are in the same position as me, and I want to be able to support them because to me, it's important for you to continue your career post-motherhood if that's what you want to do. But a lot of people don't have the right support to help them to figure out what that transition looks like. And so that's why I decided to focus in that area.
Yeah, what you're saying there really resonates with me as well. I guess when I had my first child, that was when I realized that, your values change.
Yes.
While you may have been happy to go and work for somebody else all hours of every day and just bring home the pay packet, if your heart's not in it once you've had children, it's very hard because you don't want to leave them, and there's so much else going on. So for me, something had to be totally aligned with everything I felt passionate about in order for me to sacrifice the time I could be with my children and to go about it 100%. So that completely resonates with me. And women are faced with so many different emotions, as we were talking about at that point. Some of them don't have any choice and have to go back to work. Some of them do, but feel they need something for the fulfillment. But I think it has to be aligned to their values, and children change everything, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's helping people work through that, because you can very much feel like your identity is wrapped up